Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us again for another Zoom podcast interview. This time with Mog Jones. How are you doing, Mog?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. That's good stuff. Yes, yes.
Good.
Do you want to start by sort of telling the viewers a little bit about yourself musically? Where you
I
started?
can do. So I've been doing music, well, kind of as long as I can remember, really. It's always just been the thing I adored. Um, and for some bizarre reason, I've decided to carry that on
Mhm.
into a dear old grown up life. But yeah, I've just been playing music since I was like 9 years old. I've been gigging since I was 16, releasing music since I was about 17. And here we are.
Right. So, did you go to like music college, or was it just, you know?
Yeah, well, I did music full time at Truro College, and last year I joined Falmouth University to do music there as well. So I'm doing that at the moment,
Okay, brilliant. So
which is
yeah,
good.
yes, yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, I've seen you play live a few times. The Farmer's Arms being,
Yeah.
probably the particular place, and you've sent me a few tracks in the past. So do you want to? Have you got any new albums out or anything, since the last time we spoke?
Um. Well, as of I can't remember when we released it now. I think it must have been back in I want to say July.
Okay.
This year's just a blur. It's gone into one, so I never know when anything happened. But
Yes.
I think in July we released my last single, which is called Only Way Out, which you can listen to here, there, and everywhere. And then December the 4th, so this Friday, I've got my next single coming out, which I'm really excited about. I wrote it in about July again,
All
in
right.
July. And I'm just so excited for it to come out. It's kind of a slightly different sound to the EPs that I've put out before. So I'm really excited for it. And that's kind of in the run up to my album in January.
Okay. So,
So, yeah.
but now the lockdown's sort of eased a bit for us down here. Have you got any sort of gigs lined up?
At the moment, currently, I have actually only got the one gig
Okay.
booked in for this month, but that's good. That's more than other people, so I should be
Right.
grateful, and I am grateful. So I'm really
Okay.
excited to get out and do that. That's at the Cornubia Inn in Hale on the 11th of December, and I'm just
Right.
excited to get out and play some Christmas songs and actually be cheery for the first time this year.
Yeah, yeah. So how's the sort of lockdown, the main lockdown and this one, how's it affected you musically?
Um, it was quite a weird one, to be fair, because the first week that lockdown happened, I was due to go into the studio to record this album that's coming out in January. So the album was supposed to be out in like June,
Mhm.
not January the following year. So I've ended up having to record the album myself, which it's been great. I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot doing that. And it's well, I like to think it's a much higher standard than what I've put out before. So I like to think I've improved somewhere along the way. But yeah, apart from that, like I was supposed to have a really busy year this year with gigs and stuff like that. Like I was booked in for some amazing shows, and obviously they got cancelled, which is a real shame. And for those shows as well, I was working with two new people who were my backing band effectively. So it was the first time I was going to have a band backing my music, and I was so excited to get there and do it. But it's okay. We get to do it next year or something. We'll work it out.
Okay, I was just going to say, is it still a plan for the future then to get
It
bands?
is absolutely a plan. Like my music has got so much more of a fuller sound lately. I think it would be a shame to not give people that sound that they're hearing on the record and stuff like that.
Right, right.
At the gigs, like it's much fuller, it's much more rocky and full on, and I want it to be everything that it is on the record in the
Okay, so
shows.
so have you, like say, recorded this all yourself? So you
Mm-hmm.
play all the parts, you've added all the parts, and
Yeah,
yeah, mixed it all together and all that yourself.
yeah. My
Fantastic.
sister is helping me on the production side of things because she's taken up music again quite recently. So it's kind of been nice to work with her as well because she lives in London, so it's been given us something to do
Mm,
where we can
mm.
connect regularly. Um, you know, when we're being kept apart, I
Yes.
suppose. But yeah, between us, I've done most of the stuff. She generally puts together all the drums and things because they're crazy and I can't make my brain work when it comes to drums.
Okay.
But apart from that, it's
So is
just the two of us.
is there any tracks on YouTube of the new album?
Trying to think.
Well, normally,
Yes.
sorry,
Go
because
on.
normally what happens is I ask for maybe 2 videos that are on YouTube that I can tag on to this interview.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Currently, there's a live version of one of the songs from the album, O Ringo, which I actually recorded last year as part of the crowdfunder to help me make the album.
okay.
So that's there. And as of Friday, there'll be a brand new one up, obviously, for the new single as well.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is I'll find that one you've just mentioned and put it up, and then I'll wait till Friday and tag that one in as well. Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be great.
What's the name of the next single?
It's called It Ain't Easy.
Okay. It ain't easy. Well, that's very true, actually. Brilliant.
It's kind of strangely cheery. The title makes it sound like it's going to be a miserable song, but it's quite cheery.
Okay. So what's the general? Is there a general theme on the album then that you're working on? Is it a general?
I mean, it's quite. It's very, very country.
Right.
But there's a couple of songs where, so O Ringo, the one that you're going to link to this, is like, that's a murder ballad.
Okay.
So that's the dark one. But then the others have ended up being, basically at the beginning of the year, I had this set of songs set out that were going to be the album. And then as lockdown has gone on, I've written different songs that have ended up being, in my opinion, much better and much more fitting. And I wanted them instead. So they've happened to be the ones that have come out.
Right. Brilliant.
So it's ended up being a very different album to the one that I thought I was going to be putting out.
Right. And so, and if any of the songs, any of the songs linked to the lockdown, or have you sort of avoided that sort of angle?
It Ain't Easy, which is the one out on Friday. It's kind of a light-hearted look at the messed up politics of the whole thing.
Okay.
It's kind of, to me, it's kind of, it sounds not big-headed, it's not big-headed, not really, but I kind of compare it in a way to like Revolution by the Beatles. Like, it's just a really chilled song, but an overall glance at just what is going on in the world right now.
Okay.
Like, but it's chilled and it's cheery and it's more like, there's better stuff on the other side of this. This isn't it.
Superb. So now, looking forward to maybe, I don't know, it's difficult to say, maybe July onwards next year, things might open up a lot more, a lot better for everybody.
Yeah.
What is your long-term plans then for, Mog Jones?
Oof, big questions. I mean, obviously I'd love more than anything to get out touring if I can. I adore Cornwall and I will carry on doing gigs in Cornwall for the rest of my life, but there's so much more of the country full of so many other people and I need to get to them too. So that will be my aim, just to book as many gigs around this country that I can get my hands on, basically, and get onto as many festivals as I can possibly get onto and just do it.
Superb. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so final question. I think I asked you this on the last interview we did on SoundCloud. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for you being here musically now?
Well, I mean, of course. There's so many people. Like, I would obviously love to thank my parents, being supportive of everything I do all the time. I'm sure I mentioned them last time. I would thank my nan and my granddad for giving me so much of my taste in music. And every time I see them, they give me new people to listen to. So I'm forever growing with my tastes. And it sounds so cheesy and he'll never know because he passed away. I would thank David Bowie. he's my one and only true idol in this world, and I adore him. And, you know, maybe I wouldn't be doing music if I didn't know who he was. I don't know.
Wow. Wow, fantastic.
Yeah. And my sister.
Right. Brilliant.
Because, yeah.
Yeah, I did say one more question then, but I have got one more question. So I can't remember if I asked you in the past whether, you know, did you grow up in a musical family and musical background?
Not in terms of actual people playing, as it were, but everyone in my family just adores music. Like, there's always music on in the background. We collect records. We've got CDs coming out of our ears. Like,
Right.
music is very much, yeah, our family's thing.
Lovely. Mog, look, thank you very much for giving me the time.
It's a pleasure.
I will stick up the couple of tracks, especially the one, I think you said Friday, the new one's coming out. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't wait for that, actually. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
No worries. And hopefully maybe next year we'll have another interview and things will be blossoming away.
I hope so.
All right.
Cool.
You take care.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.